Good morning, students. Welcome back. We are going to start new lesson. Efficiency Market Government is the name of the lesson. And again, for the sake of convenience, I have divided this lesson into three parts. It will be easy for you to understand. So in part 1, we are going to discuss productive and allocative efficiency. This is part 1. Then in part 2, we are going to discuss causes of market failure, and in part 3 we are going to discuss public goods and role of the government. So this is a big lesson, and these three questions are there that we are going to discuss: the efficiency, market and government. Now the first part, let us start. Efficiency. Students, this is module 1, lesson 3. There are only 3 lessons. This is the last lesson. First of all, understand the meaning of efficiency. Efficiency in an economy means that society is getting the maximum benefits from the scarce resources. In a free economy, market allocates scarce resources with forces of supply and demand, and equilibrium of supply and demand typically implies an efficient allocation of resources. In Adam Smith's word, the invisible hand of marketplace leads self-interested buyers and sellers in the market to maximize the total benefit that society derives from the market. Efficiency can be judged through productive and allocative efficiency and through criteria of the sum of consumer and producer surplus. So when we say market is efficient, these are the two criteria. First of all, understand productive and allocative efficiency. A free market is expected to achieve the best possible resource allocation and produce optimum output. We can explain the concept of productive and allocative efficiency with the help of production possibility curve, PPC. In this diagram, AB is the production possibility curve. Look at the diagram. AB is the production possibility curve. The point BDC, are the points where the maximum output of X and Y can be produced. Goods X and goods Y can be produced. Any point inside the curve, such as A, is productively inefficient. When we move from A to C, we increase the production of X to X1. This is X to X1 without reducing the production of Y. Similarly, if we move from point A to B, we produce more of Y, that is Y1, without having less of X. So when we move from A to C or A to B, we achieve productive efficiency in terms of good X in first case and in terms of good Y in second case. Productive efficiency in an economy is achieved when an economy produces any point on the production possibility curve. Any point. AB is the production possibility curve. So any point can be considered as the productive efficiency, not any point inside the curve. Now, allocative efficiency refers to the situation when it is impossible to change the allocation of resources in such a way so as to make a person better off without making another person worse off. Resources are allocated efficiently when they are used to produce different bundle of goods, whereby it is possible to make one person better off without making another person worse off. This is what you have to write about this. Now we will consider next point, criteria of sum of consumer and producer surplus. Criteria of sum of consumer and producer's surplus. Now let us understand that a free market is expected to maximize benefit or welfare of both consumers and producers. One of the measures adopted by economists or economic planner is to criteria of the sum of consumers and producers surplus. Now when we say producer surplus is there, where consumer surplus is equal to the price consumer is willing to pay minus price paid by the buyer. That means value to the buyers minus price paid by the buyer. And producer surplus, market price of the commodity minus minimum price the producer must receive. So price received by the sellers minus cost to the sellers. So total surplus is equal to value to the buyers minus cost to the sellers. In a perfectly competitive market, both producers and consumers stand to gain by obtaining surplus. Now in the diagram, OQ is the equilibrium output sold at OP price per unit. The area above the supply curve, SS is the supply curve and DD is the demand curve. The area above the supply curve is the area above the supply curve ASX and below the price line PE, it is considered as producer's surplus. The area below the demand line BDX and above the price line PE, is the consumer's surplus. At the point of equilibrium E, at the point of equilibrium point E and output OQ, under perfect competition, the market efficiently enables producers and consumers to maximize their profit. See, here there is a consumer surplus, here there is a producer surplus. The area above the SS curve, supply curve, ASX, this is supply curve. BDX, this is demand curve. So the area above the supply curve and below the price line, this is the price line. So this area is considered as a consumer surplus and this area is considered as a producer surplus. That means in a free market, it is expected to maximize benefit or welfare both to consumers and to the producers. So that is what you have to write about this. The question can be, explain the productive and allocative efficiency in the market. So in that you have to give both the diagrams, diagram number 1 and diagram number 2. You have to show consumer surplus and producer's surplus. Thank you.